In 2017, LEAP, along with the Residential College of Arts and Humanities Center for Poetry and the Lansing Poetry Club, began the Lansing Poet Laureate program. Specifically, this was to promote the literary arts as an opportunity for additional placemaking growth in our local community.
The base idea came out of, I think, LEAP from Bob Trezise when I was appointed, talking to him about cultural life in Lansing and the quality of life here and how important it was. And the goal was to add poetry to that mix, to add it to the murals and sculpture, etc. I think it's important for a number of reasons. One, it speaks to the spiritual life of a place. Right? You're writing about where you are, you're identifying yourself, you're speaking to others, you're connecting to others. Lansing has a really rich poetry culture and there's a huge community spirit there. When I was doing it, I also thought that poetry is really important because it seeks otherness.
The local Poet Laureate has to engage with the community across the region, specifically through workshops, projects, or readings, and this really helps to provide more of an opportunity for community engagement in the spoken word. We've seen a lot of opportunities through events or even during COVID on social media as a way to really enhance what is going on in our local community, but also bring into picture just the opportunities that folks that are interested in poetry can explore.
Regardless of the term, I've done the same thing before, during, and I'm going to do the same thing after, and that is to encourage people to tell the story that they want to tell. I believe that Lansing has a rich story and culture here that people want to hear.
So we were coming up to April, which is National Poetry Month, and I knew that there were things that I was planning, for instance, workshops and readings that were really ramping up. But in March, everything closed down. In that 2-week period, all of our lives were completely upended, and so was my job as the Poet Laureate. So just as quickly as all the other pivots happened, we went to being online, and for the month of April, every day, some poet in the community recorded themselves reading a poem and sent it to me, and I posted it every day on the Facebook site for the Lansing Poet Laureate. And it ended up being kind of a daily record of our lives during the pandemic, during that very, very early stage of what we were starting to have to figure out and navigate. So that was the very beginning of doing the work from a distance.
Laureate was able to engage through social media where folks could promote their own poetry and speak their favorite pieces as a way for connection, especially during the pandemic.
Making that switch right at the beginning was the start of recognizing what poetry could do for our community during this shared experience that we were having.
The community was ready for a Poet Laureate. It was amazing. The other thought I had was that the Poet Laureate project isn't just me for 2 years with deliverables. It's a project that should be decades long.
I would say that the arts are central to who we are as humans, and that putting literary arts, putting poetry into the mix of the many art forms that take place in the Lansing area is a crucial piece.
I think that people are really coming to Lansing for poetry now. Anybody who is touring poet really wants to come to Lansing now. They see what we do here, they want to be part of this, and I want to bring them all in.
We know that it's important that our community has pride in what they're doing, especially in the literary arts, and that looks like this Lansing Poet Laureate program where they can acknowledge and be recognized for the talent that we have here and that we remain prideful in what's going on here in the local Lansing region.